All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Valsa Williams and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India-Israel partnership to grow ever stronger in post-COVID world. India now has more corona survivors than the patients. Recovery rate improves to 48.88%. Indian naval ship INS Shardul to bring home 233 Indian nationals to Porbandar coast from Iran under Operation Samudra Setu. Uttar Pradesh government prepares action plan to provide 10 lakh jobs in next 6 months. Haryana government to construct 1,000 water recharge bores in groundwater deficient areas of the state. Indian economy to grow at 9.5% in next fiscal, says Fitch Ratings, and Bank of Baroda and Union Bank of India cut their lending rates across all tenors. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the India-Israel partnership will grow ever stronger in the days to come. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said he had an excellent conversation with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about how India and Israel can collaborate in the post-COVID world. Mr. Modi had a telephonic discussion with his Israeli counterpart yesterday. He reiterated his congratulations for Mr. Netanyahu's recent assumption of office and expressed confidence that the India-Israel partnership will continue to flourish under Mr. Netanyahu's leadership and guidance. The two leaders discussed the potential areas in which India and Israel can expand their cooperation in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, including research and development efforts in the fields of vaccines, therapeutics and diagnostics. They agreed to maintain the ongoing exchanges between expert teams of both countries. They also concurred that the fruits of such collaboration should be made available for the wider benefit of humanity. The leaders reviewed other important topics on bilateral agenda and agreed that the post-COVID world would create further avenues for mutually beneficial partnerships in many areas. They assessed tremendous scope for expanding the already robust India-Israel collaboration in areas like health technology, agricultural innovation, defense cooperation and information technology. Both leaders agreed to remain in regular touch to share assessments and consult each other on the emerging opportunities and challenges in the changing global scenario.
Government has said that for the first time, the number of recovered patients from COVID-19 has exceeded the number of active patients. Health Ministry said 1,35,205 patients have recovered and the total number of active cases is 1,33,632. The recovery rate now stands at 48.88%. In the last 24 hours, as many as 5,991 patients were cured of COVID-19. The ministry said central teams are being deputed to provide technical support and handhold the state health departments and municipal health officials to review public health measures being undertaken for COVID-19 in 6 cities. These cities are Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Kolkata, Delhi and Bengaluru. The teams will visit these cities within the next 1 week to review public health measures being undertaken for COVID-19. The teams will submit daily report of activities undertaken to State Health Department and the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Delhi Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal has directed the Delhi Chief Secretary to ensure installation of LED boards at all major health facilities to display availability of beds, charges and details of persons to be contacted for admission. In his letter, the LG said the health department must ensure that data displayed on these LED boards reconcile with that available on the Delhi government's app. The move is aimed at increasing transparency in allocation of hospital beds during the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Baijal, who is also the chairman of Delhi Disaster Management Authority, said periodic surprise checks may also be conducted by officers deputed by DDMA to ensure that correct data is displayed by health facilities and no genuine patient is denied admission or is overcharged. Earlier yesterday, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said his government will implement Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal's order overturning the decision on reservation of state-run and private hospitals in the national capital.
International Day of Yoga will be celebrated on the 21st of June. Ayush Minister Shripad Yesso Nayak said the planned program will not be held due to COVID pandemic this year. He urged everyone to participate in My Life, My Yoga, the video blogging contest announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In his Mann Ki Baat program on the 31st of last month, Mr. Modi had said that the world has shown keen interest in yoga and Ayurveda amidst the corona pandemic.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस जल्द ही आने वाला है। योग जैसे जैसे लोगों के जीवन से जुड़ रहा है, लोगों में अपने स्वास्थ्य को लेकर जागरूकता भी लगातार बढ़ रही है। कोरोना संकट के इस समय में योग आज इसलिए भी ज्यादा अहम है क्योंकि ये वायरस हमारे रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम को सबसे अधिक प्रभावित करता है। योग में तो रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम को मजबूत करने वाले कई तरह के प्राणायाम है, जिनका असर हम लंबे समय से देखते आ रहे हैं। ये टाइम टेस्टेड टेक्निक्स हैं, जिसका अपना अलग महत्व है।
The competition is being run jointly by Ministry of Ayush and the Indian Council for Cultural Relations ICCR to raise awareness about yoga and to inspire people to prepare for and become active participants in the observation of the International Day of Yoga 2020. In view of the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's International Yoga Day will be celebrated on digital media platforms and there will be no mass gatherings. This year's theme will be Yoga at Home and Yoga with Family. Minister of State for Electronics and IT, Sanjay Dhotre, has said that extensive use of Arogya Setu app is essential in the fight against COVID-19. Interacting with all district collectors of Maharashtra through video conference, Mr. Dhotre said the data of the app could be fully utilized by district administrations to identify potential threats of COVID-19 and to further tackle the crisis. The data analytics available through the Arogya Setu platform is quite useful in having both macro and microscopic understanding of the transmission dynamics of the disease in the state. The district collectors shared their experiences of using Arogya Setu data in tackling the COVID crisis in their respective districts. The minister lauded the efforts of the collectors and field-level officials in the containment of the disease. He assured the state government that immediate help in terms of further training to field-level officials for optimum use of Arogya Setu data analytics will be provided by his ministry.
Union Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh, reviewed the ongoing activities of Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, DARPG, yesterday and advised it to expedite work-from-home policy guidelines in the wake of COVID-19. He advised that necessary consultations with line ministries and departments in the regard may be completed on a priority basis. Dr. Singh said that timely issue of the guidelines would benefit employees of the Central Secretariat in adhering to the Prime Minister's call for do gaz duri and social distancing. The ministry said that DARPG said 1 lakh public grievances pertaining to COVID-19 cases were redressed in the period from 30th March to 9th of June. In Uttar Pradesh, 20 people lost their lives due to the COVID-19 infection yesterday, taking the tally of total deceased persons to 321. The number of discharged persons has again outnumbered the positive cases in the last 24 hours. Yesterday was also the day when highest number of testing were done in the state. More from our correspondent.
With 13,264 samples of suspected COVID-19 patients tested yesterday, the state has till date completed testing of more than 4,04,000 persons. Meanwhile, in last 24 hours, 302 persons have been discharged following recovery and 277 new positive cases were identified. With this, the number of active cases in the state also decreased to 4,318, which was 4,365 yesterday. In these active cases, maximum 284 are at Gautam Budh Nagar, Noida, followed by 231 at Ghaziabad, 217 at Kanpur, 191 at Jaunpur, 145 at Meerut, 135 at Lucknow and 134 at Agra. Total positive cases in the state are 11,610. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Gujarat, the total number of COVID-19 patients has gone up to 21,554 with the addition of 510 new COVID-19 cases from 21 districts in the last 24 hours. As many as 370 patients recovered in the state yesterday, taking the number of people discharged so far from hospitals to 14,743. The state health officials confirmed the death of 34 more patients yesterday, of which 26 deaths were reported from Ahmedabad district alone. So far, 1,347 patients have lost their lives due to COVID-19 in the state. A report from our correspondent.
The state has now 5,464 active cases of COVID-19, of which the condition of 69 patients is critical. The total number of cases in Ahmedabad district, which is the worst affected district in the state, has crossed 15,000 mark yesterday. As many as 1,902 patients from the district have succumbed to the virus so far. On the other hand, the recovery rate in the district is also improving. Surat Municipal Corporation yesterday said several new COVID-19 cases were of the workers engaged at Powerloom and diamond polishing units, which were allowed to resume operations recently. Meanwhile, the government has initiated special drive against the drug and sanitizer manufacturers who compromise with the quality of the product. Aparna Khun, AR News, Ahmedabad.
In Maharashtra, the number of COVID-19 cases has shown rising trend, but at the same time, the recovery rate has also improved and the death rate has almost equaled the national average. On the other hand, the easing of lockdown guidelines has created a careless approach among Mumbaikars. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray urged people of the metropolis to follow guidelines and not to forget the threat which still persists. More from our correspondent.
Even though there was a new record of single-day 3,254 cases in Maharashtra, the improved recovery rate of the state and the improved situation in the hotspots like Dharavi, Mahim and Dadar in Mumbai has given some relief to the government. But on the other hand, the resumed activities after easing of lockdown have become the matter of concern. People are seen crowding in shops and base buses, leaving the fear aside of COVID-19. Citizens of Mumbai are compelled to wait in long queues for the base buses as they have no other alternative to travel to their offices, and after prolonged wait, they are seen rushing inside the buses, pushing each other. This has become the cause of concern as this may lead to the spread of pandemic. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has warned the Mumbaikars to extend the lockdown period beyond June 30. Shailesh Patil, AR News, Mumbai.
In Jharkhand, fresh 128 positive cases in the last 24 hours were confirmed from 14 districts of the state, taking the total count to 1,551. This remains the biggest ever spike registered so far in the state. Out of the total number of cases detected, 1,186 cases have been found positive among migrants returning to the state. However, with a sudden surge of COVID-19 cases, there remains no samples pending to be tested. The number of tests have been carried out effectively at government and private labs jointly to clear the pending backlog of collected samples at the earliest, said Dr. Nitin Madan Kulkarni, Principal Health Secretary of Jharkhand. Presently, 97,572 samples have been tested so far. Dr. Kulkarni asserted that Jharkhand is in a position to test almost 3,000 samples daily. The districts have also been equipped with 30 true NAT machines for conducting RT-PCR tests on a rapid scale. More 50 machines will be operational at emergency centers and OPDs by next week. Meanwhile, 8 people have succumbed to death from the viral infection in Jharkhand. Most of the cases detected in the state are asymptomatic in nature and are cured with proper care. Bringing some relief in the despair, 33 patients have recovered and were discharged from COVID-19 special hospitals yesterday. With this, the total of 592 patients have recovered from the disease in the state, while 951 active cases are undergoing treatment. Telangana reported 191 fresh COVID-19 cases and 8 deaths yesterday. With this, the total reported COVID-19 case in the state has gone up to 4,111. Among the fresh cases, Hyderabad reported majority cases, 143. Medchal and Sangareddy districts reported 11 new cases each, while 8 cases reported from Rangareddy district, remaining reported from 9 other districts. Meanwhile, recoveries also increased in the state. According to the bulletin issued by the State Health Department, 75 persons have fully recovered and discharged from hospital, taking the total recoveries to 1,817. Meanwhile, the central team led by Joint Secretary Sanjay Jaju reviewed the COVID-19 containment measures with the local authorities in Hyderabad and visited containment zone in Jiaguda and quarantine facilities at the Sarojini Devi Eye Hospital in the city. The team will review and extend support to the local authorities in the containment measures and COVID treatment.
As the COVID-19 caseload in Tamil Nadu keeps surging to record levels, the State Health Department is further reinforcing the strength of doctors, nurses and other paramedical staff. It is deploying 574 fresh postgraduate doctors and 665 doctors in the hospitals on a consolidated pay for 3 months. A release from the department says 365 lab technicians and 1,230 multipurpose health workers would also be engaged to treat the COVID-19 patients for a period of 3 months. Meanwhile, in Tamil Nadu, the total number of COVID-19 positive cases has surged to 36,841, with a record 1,927 people confirmed with the infection yesterday. They include 1,392 persons in Chennai. 19 people succumbed to the disease in the last 24 hours, taking the toll to 326. The active caseload in the state is 17,179 as 1,008 people returned home from hospitals after recovery. More from our correspondent.
The Tamil Nadu government is planning to give training to the returnees from other states and abroad in their areas of interest and to hone up their skills. The move is aimed at enabling them to find employment or entrepreneurship opportunities in the state, as many of them are rendered jobless since their return. They have been asked to register themselves in the portal of the state skill development agency for arranging suitable training modules. Thousands of people have returned to the state from various parts of the country and abroad since the outbreak of the pandemic, even while several lakhs of guest workers left the state due to the sense of fear triggered by the virus. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
Karnataka reported 120 new COVID-19 cases and 3 deaths yesterday, taking the total number of coronavirus cases to 6,041 and deaths to 69. Of the reported cases yesterday, Bengaluru reported the highest spike of 42 COVID-19 cases. Out of them, 22 were linked to influenza-like illness. More from our correspondent.
For the straight third day yesterday, the recovery rate is more than positive cases in Karnataka. Yesterday, 257 people were discharged from hospitals. Till date, 2,862 people are discharged. The state has reported 1.14% fatality and 47.38% recovery rate. Medical Education Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar informed yesterday that Karnataka crossed 4 lakh test mark on Tuesday. He said with 71 labs testing COVID-19 virus, state is home to nearly a tenth of the total testing labs in India. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. Rajan Sharma, National President, Indian Medical Association, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1-800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post your queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on Air Official. You can also follow us on the News on Air app for updates.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, President of Indian Medical Association, Dr. Rajan Sharma said citizens need to follow basic hand hygiene and social distancing norms.
Post-lockdown, when we are seeing these things opening up, please learn to respect these things. Follow rules, be honest, law-abiding citizens. For a population of 130 crores, you cannot have so many policemen and so many doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals to treat you. Please observe isolation in case of any problem. Consult your doctor and be truthful to your doctor.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India-Israel partnership to grow ever stronger in post-COVID world. India now has more corona survivors than the patients. Recovery rate improves to 48.88%. Indian naval ship INS Shardul to bring home 233 Indian nationals to Porbandar coast from Iran under Operation Samudra Setu. Uttar Pradesh government prepares action plan to provide 10 lakh jobs in the next 6 months. Haryana government to construct 1,000 water recharge bores in groundwater deficient areas of the state. Indian economy to grow at 9.5% in next fiscal, says Fitch Ratings. And Bank of Baroda and Union Bank of India cut their lending rates across all tenors. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
INS Shardul carrying 233 Indians stranded in Iran is expected to arrive at the Porbandar coast today. The naval ship had embarked its journey from port of Bandar Abbas in Iran on Monday evening during the Operation Samudra Setu of the Indian Navy. Defense officials said most of the evacuees are fishermen from Valsad district. In view of the COVID-19 pandemic, the evacuated personnel will be entrusted to the care of state authorities after reaching Porbandar. Uttar Pradesh government has prepared an action plan to provide 10 lakh jobs in the next 6 months. Uttar Pradesh is among the states that has seen large reverse migration during the lockdown. At a high-level unlock review meeting yesterday, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath also directed district magistrates to generate 1 crore working days of MGNREGA daily from the 15th of this month. He said with the help of departmental convergence, it is possible to generate 1 crore working days through Manrega, which will help maximum number of migrant workers and labourers. District magistrates have been asked to review and explore the avenues to generate employment through MGNREGA and send the report to the government within 3 working days. The Chief Minister also directed to commission TrueNat machines in all 75 districts by June the 15th to ramp up COVID-19 testing facilities. He also instructed the officials to maintain adequate arrangements in COVID and non-COVID hospitals and directed the ministers concerned to have regular feedback from various medical institutes and district hospitals.
Madhya Pradesh is the first state in the country which has completed the survey of all migrant labourers and started to provide them jobs according to their skill. Inaugurating the unique Rozgar Setu portal yesterday, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that the Madhya Pradesh government is committed to provide work to the migrant labourers according to their skills and efficiency.
All migrant labourers as well as employers have been registered on the Rozgar Setu portal. As per the official information, 7,30,000 migrant labourers and 5,79,000 members of their families have been registered on the portal. Similarly, 5,246 employment providers have also been registered on the portal. On the very first day of the inauguration of the portal, 79 labourers got employment as per their skills. Chief Secretary Iqbal Singh Bains said that the Rozgar Setu portal is an online employment fair. While on the one hand, all the labourers are registered on the portal, on the other hand, different employers are also registered. Employers can select labourers as per their requirement. The labourers can also get their appointment letter through the portal. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Haryana government will construct 1,000 water recharge bores in underground water deficient areas of the state to recharge underground water with rainfall. Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar said that 90% cost of the bore will be borne by the government and 10% by the farmers. He said in paddy cultivation belt, the underground water level has gone down by up to 80 meters, and if timely measures are not taken, the future generations will suffer.
After a contraction in the current financial year, India's economy is forecast to bounce back with a sharp growth rate of 9.5% next fiscal, Fitch Ratings has said. It has forecast a 5% contraction in the GDP in the ongoing financial year. Fitch Ratings said after the global crisis, India's GDP growth is likely to return to higher levels than BBB category peers. To support the economy, the Reserve Bank of India eased monetary policy by cutting policy rates and providing liquidity through long-term repo operations. Prudential requirements for banks have also been eased to free up liquidity for lending. The government has announced stimulus measures amounting to 10% of GDP. State-run lenders Bank of Baroda BOB and Union Bank of India UBI have announced cuts in their marginal cost of funds-based lending rates MCLR across all tenors. While the Bank of Baroda's MCLR cut of 15 basis points is effective from tomorrow, the 10 BPS revision of Union Bank of India's rates will come into force from today. Bank of Baroda has revised its one-year MCLR to 7.65% from 7.80%. Its 6-month MCLR has been revised downwards to 7.50% from 7.65%. Earlier, Union Bank of India has reduced its one-year MCLR to 7.60% from 7.70%. The 6 months MCLR of UBI has been cut to 7.45%.
Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar has described the 29% rise in population of Asiatic lions in the Gir forest as a conservation success. In a tweet, Mr. Javadekar expressed happiness that the population of the majestic lion increased by almost 29% and distribution area is up by 36%. He said multiple strategies, interventions and community participation were major contributors to the current conservation success of the Indian lions. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that this is powered by community participation, emphasis on technology, wildlife healthcare, proper habitat management and steps to minimize human-lion conflict. He hoped that this positive trend will continue in the future. Union Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that good governance cannot be brought without using state-of-the-art technology. Hence, the government is focusing on greater use of technology.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital, Delhi, will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature recorded was 26 degrees. Maximum is expected to go up to 41 degrees Celsius. In Mumbai, rain or thunder showers would occur towards evening or night. Minimum temperature recorded was 24 degrees. Maximum will be around 29 degrees. Tamil Nadu capital Chennai will see generally cloudy sky. Minimum temperature recorded was 30 degrees. Maximum expected to go up to 39. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature in the metropolis was 27 degrees, while maximum will be around 34 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature is expected to hover between 25 and 36 degrees with partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Bengaluru witnessed minimum temperature of 21 degrees. Maximum is expected at 30 degrees. City will have generally cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. Ahmedabad will witness generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 37 degrees. Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature in the city was 24 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 32 degrees. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while maximum will be around 36 degrees. The city is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Srinagar, minimum temperature was 14 degrees, while maximum will be around 29 degrees Celsius. The forecast is of partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm for the city. In Gilgit, temperature is likely to hover between 17 and 36 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad, the sky will be partly cloudy with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. S&P retains India rating. Outlook is the top headline in the Financial Express. The paper notes, hopeful of efficacy of ongoing reforms, it forecasts economy and fiscal position will stabilize and start to recover in the next financial year. Rural roads to houses for poor, government explores jobs for migrants, writes the Hindustan Times. The Pioneer reports, Health Ministry warns private hospitals against fleecing CGHS patients. On the corona battle, the Financial Express states, low fresh infections in Dharavi, Worli help Mumbai breathe easier. US-based company ties up a Delhi firm for vaccine. 40 to 45 million doses will be ready by January next year, reports the Hindustan Times. And finally, wildlife conservationists have something to cheer about. Population of Asiatic lions in India up 29% in 5 years. In Gujarat's Gir forest, notes the Times of India terming it a roaring success.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India-Israel partnership to grow ever stronger in post-COVID world. India now has more corona survivors than the patients. Recovery rate improves to 48.88%. Indian naval ship INS Shardul to bring home 233 Indian nationals to Porbandar coast from Iran under Operation Samudri Setu. Uttar Pradesh government prepares action plan to provide 10 lakh jobs in next 6 months. Haryana government to construct 1,000 water recharge bores in groundwater deficient areas of the state. Indian economy to grow at 9.5% in next fiscal, says Fitch Ratings, and Bank of Baroda and Union Bank of India cut their lending rates across all tenors. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.